The 2003 NBA draft was considered one of the most stacked draft classes of all times in terms of superstars. It had LeBron, Dwyane Wade, Chris Bosh, and Carmelo Anthony in just the top 5 picks alone. This would lead to one of the closest Rookie of the Year races of all time. LeBron went on to win the award, but a lot of people, including Melo himself, believe that he deserved it more. So let's take a deeper look at who really should have won. First of all, we have to talk about the teams that each player was drafted to. Carmelo Anthony was drafted to a 17-win Denver Nuggets. The team was really bad, but after drafting Melo and also getting Andre Miller, they got a lot better. They had some young pieces in Marcus Camby and Nene on the team as well. Also, can't forget about 5'5" Earl Boykins. The team wasn't great, but the roster was pretty decent. However, the Cavs were also coming off a 17-win season, but they were lucky enough to get the first pick. The Cavs drafted LeBron and didn't really make any other moves, just praying LeBron can save the team. They would make some trades during the season, including trading last year's leading scorer Ricky Davis. They had Carlos Boozer and Big Z, but other than them, the team drops off significantly. The Nuggets had 7 players that scored over 500 points on the season, while the Cavs had just 3. Melo's team was definitely better, but I don't hold that against him whatsoever. LeBron was the face of a bad team, while Melo was the face of an actually pretty decent roster. One more thing to consider is LeBron was coming into the NBA straight out of high school, while Carmelo Anthony did get 1 year in college to transition to the NBA. I don't think it plays an absolutely massive part to the debate, and frankly doesn't matter at all in terms of the award, but definitely is something to consider. But now that we have some context to the two teams, let's take a look at how their seasons actually went. Comparing their stat lines, they were both pretty similar. The scoring was the same, while LeBron had the clear advantage when it came to playmaking. LeBron doubled Melo's assists throughout the season. Melo had 227 assists, while LeBron had 465 playing 3 less games. Another place LeBron had a slight edge was on defense, but the gap really wasn't that big. Even the stats back it up. LeBron had 30 more steals and 17 more blocks on the season. LeBron became the 3rd player to average 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists as a rookie. The only other 2 rookies to ever do it were Michael Jordan and Oscar Robertson. Other than that, every other stat is near identical, like literally it looks like they had the exact same season. The Nuggets would just make it into the playoffs in the West with a record of 43-39. 43 wins in the West gave them the 8 seed, but 43 wins in the East would have given them the 4 seed. That's a massive difference and just goes to show you how much better the West was at the time. The Nuggets haven't made the playoffs in almost 10 years up until this point. Carmelo Anthony was the first rookie to lead a playoff team in scoring since David Robinson with the Spurs. But the Cavaliers, on the other hand, would just miss the playoffs by 1 game. They ended with a record of 35-47, which got them the 7th seed. 35 wins in the West would get you the 13 seed. Obviously, LeBron's team wasn't going to perform as well, but it does give a lot of credit to Melo for being a rookie and the #1 guy on a playoff team in the same year. They would go on to lose the first round in 5 games, but there really wasn't much shame in losing because they were going up against the 1 seed Timberwolves, who had a prime Kevin Garnett. Also, not to mention, the team literally won 17 games last season. To even win 43 games and make the playoffs is a massive jump. He actually played really well in the first 3 games, scoring 19 points in his playoff debut. He also had a 24-point 10-rebound game in their only win of the series. Game 4, however, he did have an absolute stinker, shooting 1 for 16 in a very close game they could have won. But he was dealing with a left knee sprain, which would leave him out for the next game, so I'm just gonna blame it on that. Melo was a get-to-his-spot scorer, while LeBron was running point guard for half the time he played. They were both back-to-the-basket players, more so Melo than LeBron at the time, but they were still completely different players. They had similar moves, but approached the game in different ways. They also both played in the 2004 Got Milk Rookie Challenge. I think everybody remembers those Got Milk ads. It was your classic rookie versus sophomore game, so Melo, LeBron, Dwyane Wade, and Chris Bosh actually teamed up to beat the sophomores. But they somehow ended up losing by 30 to Amari Stoudemire, Carlos Boozer, and Ronald Murray. LeBron had 33, Melo had 17, and Dwyane Wade had 25. Something else that always gets brought up when talking about Carmelo Anthony being robbed is how throughout the entire season, Melo won Rookie of the Month every single month. The only counter argument there is to that is LeBron also won Rookie of the Month every single month as well. There's a Rookie of the Month each conference, and since they were in different conferences, they both won it every month. So Melo became the first player to win it every single month and still lose. That goes to show you how close the race was just between the two of them. Also, the voting itself wasn't that much different. LeBron had 78 first place votes, while Carmelo Anthony had 40. Then if you're talking in terms of points, which calculates all first, second, and third place votes into a point system, LeBron beat Carmelo Anthony by just 70 points. LeBron had 508 points, while Carmelo Anthony had 430. It was even closer than it looked. Since Melo has officially announced his retirement, he's been in the media a ton recently and even mentioned how he should have won Rookie of the Year, saying most importantly how he led his team to the playoffs in such a difficult Western Conference. Which is true, LeBron had the slightly better stats, but Melo had way better team success. It's not just looking at stat lines to determine who wins Rookie of the Year. When it's that close, you're looking at team success as well. But at the end of the day, no matter what player you picked, somebody was gonna be robbed. If Melo won the award originally, you would be hearing even more people talking about how LeBron got robbed. They honestly both deserve the award. They both had essentially identical seasons. Where LeBron was lacking, he was ahead of Melo in other ways. LeBron was the first step in changing the Cavaliers organization forever, and Melo was literally the first step into changing the Denver Nuggets organization. They both should have shared the award. There's been some close Rookie of the Year races since then, but none of them were as identical as this one. If anything, they could have split it into a conference Rookie of the Year and celebrated both of their insane rookie seasons. Obviously, LeBron would go on to have the better career, but Melo was just as impactful as LeBron when he first entered the league. Melo is easily one of the most underrated players of all time. More people remember him for his final years than his peak years, which is just sad. Melo was the definition of an absolute bucket. Just go watch the old battles between him and Kobe. They went to war every single game. The 2004 Rookie of the Year race was the only race where both players should have been awarded trophies. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'm on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this one.
Peace. We got to keep it real with reality.